Hello everyone, welcome back to another part of Apologies. This is Ace Attorney. Last time I let you guys off, we were just peeling apart of Lamira's testimony and how she was able to hear everything. And we need just one more thing, which is figuring out how she managed to teleport. So we're going to hear the last testimony of this case, the big illusion. I followed the route exactly as I was instructed. There's an emergency exit in the backstage. There where a stagehand waited. From there, one can enter the forum on the opposite side from the stage. The plan was for me to move there in 2 minutes. I was on my way when I heard the voice. Now, we want 2 minutes, you say. The mystery deepens. I suppose it was too much to hope that the judge would come up with something. As does my curiosity. Take it away, Mr. Justice. Right, Your Honor. All I have to do is find the contradiction between what Lamira is saying and what we can see plainly in the video. I figured it out already. I'm a magician after all. Well, tell me. Not a chance. I can't reveal another magician's secret. Come on. Hey, you're supposed to be on my side here. You evil little girl. So now we want to press when she says the plan was for me to move there in 2 minutes. We want to press this and get some more out of this. 2 minutes? Yes, it can be done in 1 minute if you are running. Running? In that cramped, dark tunnel above the ceiling? Haha, Mr. Attorney, have you forgotten? Dark or lit, it makes no difference to me. Ah, that's true, but... So you're saying that on the night of the concert, you made the trip in 2 minutes? Yes, though I nearly didn't make it in time. You see, I stopped halfway. Lamira disappears on the video for 20 seconds. But she says she made the trip in 2 minutes. How? If you want my professional opinion, I bet the answer's right there in that video. Well, Mr. Justice? Perhaps you have some evidence for us. Something that can explain the discrepancy between the video and her testimony. Ack! We're going to choose present evidence. There's one piece of evidence that explains the discrepancy between the video and the testimony, which is her brooch. Lamira, did you happen to remember this brooch? Aha, the brooch! We saw that yesterday, did we not? It was found at the scene, Your Honor.
And you're bringing this up now, why? I thought we had already determined when that was dropped.
So did I, but we hadn't. Take another look at the video. There's a brooch right there. If you're really observative, you can tell the brooch is right here. So she is. Let's look a bit later. It's missing. What? The brooch is gone. It's poor Houdini. Yes. The brooch disappeared in a short space of 20 seconds. And it takes a full minute to run from the stage to the backstage. Which means there can only be one explanation. The Lamira we see before the vanishing act and the Lamira we see after are two different people. What? The brooch was found on the floor at the crime scene. And not just on the floor, but on the floor directly beneath the air vent. Lamira, tell me, did you drop the brooch on your way from the stage to the backstage at the very moment you witnessed the crime? Yes, I think I did. Order! Prosecutor Gavin.
From your expression, I gather you had no idea this was the case, Herr Judge. I, of course, knew about it.
What?
Don't get me wrong, I wasn't hiding it. It just never occurred to me that the switch and the shooting took place at the same time.
So, I was right. There was a switch.
There was. Just before the stage's tower rose, Lamira was replaced.
While we're on the subject, just who was the replacement Lamira?
Why, the man behind the illusion, Valen Grammary.
It was Grammari? That's quite the illusion, but I still don't get one thing. Yes? The switch happened before the tower rose, correct? So you weren't on the stage. That's right. But this fake Klavier is still singing. And she's pretty good. That's true. Come on, Apollo. That's an easy one. They were just playing a recording.
The Gaviners aren't some kind of a guitar band, Fräulein.
Oh, you mean I'm wrong?
When we play a show live, we play live, no recordings. Perhaps you can explain, La Mirror?
Very well. Yes, do tell, and add it to your testimony. I had to keep singing even while I moved. And I think he wants to press this, which is all he really can do is press this. You were singing? Yes. Mr. Gavin expressed a dislike for recordings. So I used this. Wait, so you were singing the whole time? Even while you were crawling above the ceiling toward the backstage? Why should it matter where I sing? Even when everywhere I go it's the same darkness. But if you were singing while you were walking, that's right, wouldn't the shooter and victim have heard? She was singing right over their heads after all. That is right.
Are you sure?
You'd have to be pretty hard of hearing to miss someone singing in the ceiling.
Once again, we come back to the state of the scene of the crime.
What state? I know what he means. That old speaker, Apollo. The speaker? That's right. It's so loud you can't hear anything. Even her singing wouldn't be heard from that.
Satisfied?
Satisfied? Oh.
That dressing room was fitted with a large speaker playing a direct feed from the stage. At my request, actually.
So Klavier singing in the ceiling sounded just like Klavier singing above the speaker. Ingenious, her voice was hidden by her voice. Voiceception. Ah, Klavier? I had just remembered something. Do tell. When I heard the noise, the gunshots, yes, it startled me, so I stopped singing. What? I forgot the words I was supposed to sing. The song stopped. Thankfully, it was very beginning of the second verse, so not many would notice.
Forehead, the mixing board I linked you. Where is it?
The mixing, huh? That machine, Apollo, the one that breaks music into tracks. Oh, this? I completely forgot about it. Let's take a listen. Oh, this is not the end of the this is not the end of the thing. I just remembered that there's plenty more to go. This case is fairly long. Ooh. There was a slight delay. The song does stop there. It does. I must have missed it. Look at the lyric sheet at the top of the second verse. See where it says pleasure, pleasure? Now listen again. This is evidence indeed. I believe we are guilty of making a terrible mistake. The crime didn't happen during the third set. It happened during Klavier's ballad. If that is true, then no one on stage during the second set could have been the shooter. Which means that Darian Christian could have done it. He wasn't on the stage for the second set.
Well, Prosecutor Gavin? Fascinating. I don't believe I've ever seen a trial turned around quite so truly. Yet one problem remains.
What's that, Prosecutor Gavin?
Her Farhas theory does have a certain kind of logic to it. Yet it is entirely based upon Lamirar's testimony.
Yes, is there a problem with this?
Well, it's quite simple, though it pains me to say it. What if she's lying to protect the defendant?
But you have no proof.
All I'm saying is that the truth is as yet unclear. Until we hear directly from the man himself.
The man? You don't mean...
Yes. Though he is a friend and a band member, Darian Chrisan must take the stand. I see no other way.
As someone with a new perspective on the case...
As a suspect, to be frank.
Finally, that rat's coming out of his hole. And I'm ready to catch him, Darian Chrisan. Get ready for justice. This is a good time as any to pause for a brief recess. The prosecution will summon the witness. Have him here and ready for the time we begin.
I'm the last man who needs to be reminded of what his duties are.
Very well, court is adjourned for 15-minute recess. And we will end this part off, guys, because I was mistaken. This is not the last testimony. What's coming up should be the last testimony. So, well, the last set testimony. So I guess we'll continue this. I think this episode will be up on Friday, so we'll see you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Another thing I want to say is that after this case is done, we're gonna be on the last case. Do you guys want to see maybe with the last case I upload 2 parts a day? I will try to see what I can do, but if you guys want to see 2 parts, so that way you don't be left in the dark for too much, because it wouldn't hurt to be 2 parts, and I could probably cut them into 10-minute parts for each 2 parts. So you get 20 minutes of apologists each day until the end of that case. Let me know what you guys think about that, and we'll see what happens on the final case. But that's too far down the future right now. So see you guys then.